And I call the member for Solomon.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. There are now 3 days until Territorians go to the polls, and there is a clear choice for Territorians: a tired and deceptive Henderson Labor government, or that supports Prime Minister Julia Gillard's toxic carbon tax, or the country Liberals government led by Terry Mills, who has a solid plan for a secure future for Territorians.
Hear, hear.
Terry Mills and the country Liberals don't support a carbon tax. The country Liberals are very proud to have my leader, the Honourable Tony Abbott, visit the Northern Territory. This is in stark contrast to Territory Labor, who have abandoned their Labor heritage and their Labor brand, and definitely don't want the Prime Minister Gillard to visit the Territory. One of the common issues raised with me, Madam Deputy Speaker, despite it not being a federal issue, is anti-social behaviour and the high number of drunk itinerants in our parks, gardens and streets. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Labor's had 11 years to remove the itinerant drunks from our parks and gardens, but what have they done? Nothing, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's just another Labor failure. In terms of fixing the itinerant drunks, Territorians know that it's not rocket science. A Terry Mills country Liberals government will wage a war on itinerant drunks on our streets on Sunday, the 26th of August. This will be known as crime ground zero in our parks and gardens.
Hear, hear.
We all know that Labor is soft on crime. In contrast, the country Liberals aren't. And as each day passes during the campaign, Madam Deputy Speaker, Territory Labor seem to have become faker and faker. We learnt that they were so desperate to hold on to power, just like the Gillard Labor government, that the Territory Henderson Labor government will do and say anything to stay in power. Now, let's face it, they've been deceiving Territorians for 11 years. The latest deception uncovered was that they've been diverting police officers from day-to-day policing to the job of removing itinerant drunks from the streets, just to give the impression that they're doing something about antisocial behaviour. This follows them being caught out spinning the truth about their record on crime. No amount of spin from the Henderson Labor government will change the fact that crime in the Territory is becoming out of control. Don't Territorians deserve the right to feel safe? Territorians tell me they don't want drunken itinerants on the street. They don't surely, Madam Deputy Speaker, they deserve that. A country Liberals government will give Territorians a government that has a plan to secure the Territory's future. Let's face it, Labor Chief Minister Paul Henderson has already cast his vote by not inviting the Prime Minister, Julia Gillard, to Darwin to support his election campaign. She should have come to the Territory to apologise to the small business operators, the backbone of the Territory, for the impact her toxic carbon tax has had on their business. I've been contacted by crocodile farmers, mango farmers, builders, auto gas electricians and cold store operators and air conditioning retailers telling me that their businesses are significantly under strain because of the carbon tax that Paul Henderson's Labor team support. We've seen in the past, Madam Deputy Speaker, dodgy campaign tactics by the Labor Party involving the phony sacking of a senior advisor who tried to stop a story running in the paper, to the release of fake crime statistics to cover up the Henderson Labor government's failed banned drinking register. Then there are the claims that the country Liberals will sack public servants and can the Basin in the Grass Festival. Well, how ridiculous, Madam Deputy Speaker. All serious mistruths. Instead of wasting time making up false accusation, the Henderson Labor team should really pay more attention to its candidates. This week, Labor's Kenny Vowles said that the high cost of housing in the Territory was not a concern for locals. What a joke, Madam Deputy Speaker. His comments clearly indicate just how out of touch Labor is with the community and our cost of living pressures, and out of touch Kenny Vowles is. The country Liberals are serious about the Territory's future, and they know what Territorians want. Now is the time for change. It's time for a country Liberals government, Madam Deputy Speaker.